Hey y'all, welcome back to Rich Talk, where we are rich in our mindsets and not our pockets. So if you hear me talking low, that's because baby boy is asleep. So let's talk about it. So I think sometimes the concept in releasing is really about you and your feelings, your emotions, your whatever it is. Um with how you're feeling and how you're dealing with. It's not about the other person. And I think sometimes it's always kind of pushed upon to be or look at it as it's for the other person, or the kind of releasing is kind of more so having something to do with them. And it doesn't have anything to do with them. It's really for you. It's about you. It's something that you have to do for your own sake, your own sanity, for really, I would say, your own well being, in a sense. And I think a lot of time it's perceived as a perception is like, oh, this person wants me to release this, and it's just something that I'm not okay with, something that I might feel some type of way about still, or something that's just you're not ready for. And the releasing is for you, when it's about you and for you to do when you are ready to. You feel like you actually can do this thing. You have took the steps. You have finally have the power, the energy, the awareness, the okayness within you to feel like, okay, I can release this. And sometimes you have to push yourself to excuse me, you have to push yourself to that that place, and you have to push yourself right then and there to kind of get you to release this thing, even though you might feel like you're not ready to release it at the time. You might feel like, oh, I'm not all the way ready for this, or I feel like I can release this. But then you actually do get to the point where you try to release it, and then you start to realize, you know what, this is kind of not it. You know what, I'm kind of not over it. You know what, this is actually not good. I'm actually not okay with this. I'm actually can't do this, or I might need a little bit more time. And it's always better to take the time and not to rush yourself, because you don't want to rush it and then you think you released it and something else comes up and you're right back in the same space that you once was, and you actually thought that you were over it. So don't release, or don't feel like you have to release something for somebody else. Try to release, and actually do release when you feel like you actually can, and that you are the one that's ready for it, and you are prepared for everything. Whether it's a yay or a nay, you know releasing is all about you. Releasing is all for you. And sometimes we tend to, I think, hold on to things, hold on to people, hold on to situations, hold on to sometimes certain circumstances, or hold on to the idea of something, maybe being a certain way. And after a while, or excuse me, once you think about it and you kind of think about the differences and think about the situations, and just think, like sometimes you don't know the answers to everything, or you don't know the outcomes. It's kind of just what you're imagining, what you're expecting, or you're kind of comparing it to something that you might have known before. So then you kind of think you know the answer to it, and sometimes we really don't. And sometimes we really do. So it's like, trust your intuition. So sometimes it can really be really sticky and really confusing. But the best thing to do is just to release it when you finally feel like you reach that point, and kind of just releasing is good, because we have to do also, like, come to the conclusion and the understanding that we're not in control of everything. We don't control everything. We sometimes don't know the outcomes. We're just picturing it, and you kind of have to release the needing to be in control or release the need of feeling like because you had something similar, whatever the case may be, you just know the answer to it, because sometimes you don't know the answer, and you have to release whatever it is that's holding you back or holding you, and figure out and just wait and see, and figure out, what, this might not be this way or it might not be that. So the best thing is kind of to just release it and see what happens. And sometimes it might end up better than you pictured, or better than you imagined, or better than you had thought anyway. So that's kind of really the good parts of just releasing and kind of letting it be and letting it flow, and just letting some things go, or circumstances. All right, I'll talk to y'all later.